This is Dark Souls. And, let's see, let's go ahead and clear out one of these. Yeah, let's delete this one. Alright, so, we're gonna play a little bit of Dark Souls, guys. I haven't played in a while. I've been feeling like it. We should. Let's make a Kiki. Okay. Some female. She's gonna be a thief. We're gonna do the old witch's ring. We're gonna make her very tiny. We're never gonna see her face. I feel like this is... Well, maybe... Hang on. Yeah, I feel like this is Kiki. And she'd have red hair. Alright.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty lords peeled apart their stone skills. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side.
So what I like about the intro is that it gives you the mythology of the world. It's myth making. It's telling you sort of, the equivalent of our own creation myth. And then it puts you here, and it doesn't connect.
Yes, indeed.
The dots. You don't really see
The
how.
dark side brands the undead.
Like, what's that even mean? The dark side brands the undead. Like.
And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north.
Like, you're told very little to connect your situation to the story you've just seen.
Where they are locked away to await the end of the world.
This is your fate.
This is your fate.
And one thing I've always been curious about is how long has our character been here hollowing in the cell before kindly, friendly, shiny McKnight dude tosses a corpse down in our cell. And is he tossing corpses in everyone's cell, or did he go, look, this one looks promising. She's wearing clothes. A little bit about what we chose. Thief starts with Master Key, which is really handy. And then the Old Witch's Ring is going to help us later on with the Covenant. One of the things I like about Dark Souls, well, I don't know that I like it, but it's interesting, is this is a tutorial level, and it kind of tells you all the controls, but it doesn't tell you what you need to do with them, like how to actually play the game. So it lets you familiarize yourself with the controls, so like practicing on these dummies. But it doesn't actually tell you much. Like it gives you, it explains the controls. Like, okay, bonfire. Okay, what's the significance? You know, unless you already know the bonfires are your checkpoints, you kind of have to learn by experimentation. This is kind of cool. So you can see the guy up there. We're not gonna fight him. You get him in there, and you get something for killing him there. I'm not gonna bother lighting that one. I'm not. I am not a speedrunner whose menuing is super quick. Now we're cooking with gas. Love those backstabs. Alright. So, like, we got our shield and our weapon, and it taught us a little bit about, corridors, how to approach a monster who's, definitely got a terrain advantage on us. But we only have to deal with the one, and he's not that dangerous once you close in on him. And like once you've successfully done that, then you can keep going, and it teaches you a couple of fundamentals. The first one being shortcuts. That okay, now you're back to the bonfire you started at, so you can sort of pick up from here. The other, that the world wants to kill you, and you have to.
Oh, you. You're now hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Sure.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family, thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know, and I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask, an undead favorite.
So, there we get, like, our mission.
And this.
But it tells us, like...
Now I must bid farewell.
There's an
I
old
would hate to
saying
harm
in
you
his
after death.
family,
So go now, and thank you.
which means that this problem has been going on for long enough that it's been generations, and yet no one really knows what's actually going on, and you're still sent here. Like, oh, you're undead, you're supposed to do this pilgrimage, but we're going to send you to this prison in the middle of nowhere. And then the Estus flask, linked to the Firekeepers. The Dark Tales make a reference. An emerald flask from the Keeper's soul. She lives to protect the flame and dies to protect it further. Gives us almost no real information at this point. And then he dies, which is sad. That's the other thing I do like about Dark Tales, so that boulder didn't just fall on its own. There was a guy up here who pushed it, and that's just a neat touch. Not every game would do that. Now it gives us a few more bits of controls. Tells us a little bit that, you know, resting a bonfire means we gotta fight everything again. Come on. There you go. Ah, got the parries. Archie dude. Okay. Now we're cooking with gas. Key little thing to keep in mind here, but it kind of forces you into it, right? Because you come through, you're on this tiny ledge, the option is to fall down, and as you do, you're going to naturally attack, which makes this fight a lot more even. I went the wrong way there. And there, the tutorial teaches you which Dark Souls. Find the boss's butt and stab it. And don't ever leave it. Alright, the note says to go straight ahead, but if you do that, you miss this. But it's just a small advantage, and that sort of gives you an incentive. Like, you need to understand that the world will reward you for looking around. Like, that bird's nest over there is a place where you can trade items with a creature. They'll give you sometimes better items. Oh, there's nowhere to go.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage. to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
Another thing I quite like about this game is how right there they showed us most of the places we're going to go. Even if a lot of it was off in the distance. Let's go to level. I'm going to want some strength. Oops. And we're going to do some prep here. Tricks to make life a little easier, especially if you're a thief. I'm gonna pick up the S-Stock, but I'll probably stick with the Bandit Knife, because it's a little faster and easier to use. Excuse me, sir. Excusez-moi. Oh no, oh gosh, okay. It's such a cool place. Got me. And now we can die. Or maybe we'll make it out. Wow, who would have expected that? I usually die back there. So yeah, this is another kind of spiffy thing about Dark Souls, is that, like, if you know how the world fits together, you can get access to some pretty awesome stuff fairly early on. I mean, this having the master key right here allows you to basically go wherever you want in the world to start. Like, you can go to, you can skip the Taurus Demon entirely and go straight over to Darker Basin, Darker Garden. You can go down into Light Town, and you can kill the Chaos Witch Quelaag before you even do the gargoyles. Oh, I did it! Oh my gosh, guys, this is it. No, it's not. Just got swept off the cliff. That's okay, I expected to die there. Okay, so we've got Dragon Crest Shield, which is what I wanted. I don't have the faith to use this sort of straight sword, which I don't really care about. While I'm in here, let's clear all this crap off the menu. Okay, so we're gonna do another corpse run and pick up a bunch of stuff in Firelink and in the graveyard behind Firelink. Again, this is the game telling you, hey, go ahead and explore things, because we're probably going to give you stuff for doing it. You get the fire bombs, you get some soul items, you can talk to Petrus and learn how to heal, learn a gesture. Actually, let's talk to him just to learn the gesture.
Hello, I realize, but I'm here. No.
And it's funny, so
Oh my. Oh, I have to.
it gives you
So
a
what
copper
if I
coin,
would
which,
that please you?
if you read the quest text, basically...
That is a
oops, I meant to say yes. But the,
Oh, what? Very. That is a speak.
okay, I don't want to join his covenant. I don't care about the gesture enough to do that. Way of White's alright, but I don't know, I hate that you have to join it to get the covenant. Yeah, he's a jerk. I don't really care to talk to him. I'm not going to pick up any miracles from him, so... But yeah, so like back behind where he's hanging out, because that's the window into his room, we've got an item that lets you invade people. We've got a weapon and a talisman, which is sort of, he uses a morning star and a talisman is what you use to cast miracles, so kind of indicates this is his stuff. And Homeward Bone, so you can get back to the shrine easily. That kind of tells us a little bit about him for later. I think it's interesting that the first two NPCs you meet that stick around. So, shoot, I didn't want to aggro those skeletons just yet. This guy, who eventually tries to kill you. And this guy, who sort of lures other clerics into positions where it's easy for them to die, and then takes their humanity. So you two shady people are the first two NPCs you meet, who both appear to be helpful. Like this guy down here tells you, oh, let's talk to him.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are, actually, two bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happens. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on. But I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead.
How did I do that? Oh, alright. So yeah, it's I don't know, it's interesting that these two people who ostensibly are helping you out both end up trying to kill you. Like, not very far into the game, really. Petrus a little later than the sad dude. But We are not going to survive this. My main goal is just to try to get all of the items here. Even though I don't think I'm really going to use any of them. Like if it was a strength build, so oh, the wing sphere is alright. I thought this Skyhammer was down here. Items up in here I'm gonna pick up. So the raven that brought us here is gonna hang out here. That's sort of a hint that you can get back to the asylum. Okay, am I fat rolling? No, I am kind of mid rolling though. That shield, but such is life. Okay. Dark Souls 1 is largely about backstab fishing. Kind of a sloppy kill there, but such is life. And my timing is kind of off with Dark Souls because I've been playing Bloodborne. It's a lot faster game. Which, like Dark Souls, you push the button and the attack happens. But the attack itself, the animation is much slower. And there's a longer recovery time at the end of it. And that's one of the major differences between Lordran and the Dark Souls series. Is just the speed of the combat. You're not supposed to be aggressive, dude. So I like also how they put in these things like this where this is going to stick in your mind later, but you're probably not going to remember it when it becomes relevant. You're going to be wandering it from the other side. When you open it, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I remember this. Which is one of the reasons this game is rightly praised. This is probably a good luck, yeah. Sort of, now the game begins in earnest. bleed damage. Okay. Can't remember if there's any reason to go down there. Let's do it just to be thorough. Oh, looks like I triggered one dude. See if you can figure out how to get to me. There's a whole area down here that if you're not looking for it, you're not even going to see. And also way down there is an area that you'll be going to much later. But you also see these dudes hanging there for an ambush later. So if you're observant, like the game has a notorious reputation for being difficult, but it's really just demanding. Like it expects you to be paying attention. Ambush is a little bit difficult to see, but it shows you the bigger ambush further on, the more dangerous ambush. So you can come in here and kind of take care of the ambush before it even has a chance to get going. Oh, shoot. Did not see you. And all for a bit of rubbish. Oh, that was the two dudes I knocked down, just now dying. All right. Whoops. So I think this section's even a better tutorial than the Asylum, right? Because you start to get into the situations that you're going to see more and more of as you play the game, where you have two enemies together and you sort of have to figure out how to deal with them. You try to separate them. You have a guy that you can't get to with a bunch of enemies in front of him, and if you have to figure out, okay, do I try to move through those guys and get the archer? Do I try to pull them back so the archer doesn't get me? Do I try to fight, on the same ground as the archer? What do I do to resolve this problem? And so it's sort of teaching you these basics of how to think in the way it wants you to think. Like these spear dudes. It took me forever to realize that you can get just one to come back here, and that parrying them is super easy. It just requires some patience because they're slow as fuck. Come on, dude. Come on. That's a fun ambush. Alright. So this guy,
Well now,
we're going to be
you
killing
seem to
in a
have your
little bit
wits about.
because I
then
like
you,
his
I
sword.
trade.
But there are a couple things I need to buy first. I want to buy this just because I like it. And we want to buy the residence key because it gets us in places we need to go. I should buy a short bow. Probably have to pop some souls for that. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you kindly.
So, a short bow. Let's see, pop some souls here. Oh, I forgot to use the Firekeeper soul. Crap. That should be enough to get the bow and some arrows. No, us. There we go. Standard arrow. I don't want to buy that many standard arrows. Or if I get large arrows. 47. I'm not going to use that many right now. Let's go ahead and get. Wait, 60 standard. Yeah, we'll do 30 large. Okay. And that's all I want from this guy.
Oh, come back. Ew! You've gone mad, have you? I'll teach you, you lousy rat. Yulia! Yulia! Why me? Little Yulia.
Okay. That's what we killed him for. I feel a little bad about it, but it's a really awesome sword. I need to up my strength a little bit to use it. Alright. Let's see if I can make this jump. Yeah! I don't know what that sound was, I'm sorry. Okay. This is fantastic. I thought there was like personal effects where I didn't have to put it on my bar to use it, but I guess not. I was gonna leave a message just saying miscreant. Alright. go ahead and pop all these and level up. Here we go. So we want to get fit up and endurance up. And there we go. That'll be a good start. Okay. And then I also want to kindle this bonfire. Kindling gives us more essence, which is our healing stuff. Bad news is I'm going to get invaded almost as soon as I leave here. But it'll be worth it just to have the extra flexibility, you know. If I make mistakes, I'll have the extra estus to use it. So, putting the Uchi on, that I think still leaves us at mid-roll. Yeah, okay. I love fish. Alright. So, let's see if we can pull these guys. That is so cool. I always do that one too early. Alright, black fire bombs. Come on. There we go. Atta boy. Oops. Backstabs. Now it's coming back to me. So again, like, I don't know, it's... The design of this is so cool, because it keeps giving you these situations where you have to pay attention, right? That burning bridge was a classic example. We can see it from up here. can actually see the whole level from up here. But so there's the bridge that you can't hang out on, but it would be a great place to fight those dudes if you could, except these guys are throwing firebombs. If you try to fight them in there, you get the third guy who's super aggressive, and it becomes really difficult. And then you can always run right past that room down there that had goodies. And you might... And then when you get up here, you still have the issue of how are you fighting that dude with these guys throwing firebombs. It's all of these puzzles where it's the same enemies with mostly the same abilities, but using the geography to make life interesting. And this guy, if you don't think to go up there and check for him, it makes life difficult when you go to fight these guys. Oops. There's the backstab. Okay. This is why I bought the Resonance Key. For some reason the Master Key doesn't work on this door. But you want this because it's got a buff that'll help with the boss in this area. Now we wait for an age and a day for the spearmen to make it up here. Probably get invaded while we're doing it. Oh, someone just kindled. Take this guy out, and then I'm going to do something that's probably stupid. Fight this Black Knight. There's the backstab. Whoops. There we go, folks. Don't got it. But at least I don't have to worry about being invaded now. That's a nice backstab. So is that one. Alright. That's another kind of neat thing about this game is that, you know, think of how long it took me to get here the first time, because I was, you know, taking it slow, finding everything, killing all the enemies. And now I'm basically back to where I died in almost no time. Just playing a little bit more aggressive, skipping some stuff, missing my parries. Try this Dark Knight again. Black Knight. Sorry, Black Knight. Parry. High risk, high reward. Let's bring him out here a little ways. That backstab hitbox. I thought he was almost dead. There we go. There's the backstab. Okay. And the ring. Leave that on. Okay. Okay. Getting all sorts of upgrade materials. Nothing I can use right now, of course, but still nice to have. So look, we went through the fog gate. The fog gate's still there. That's how we know this is a boss arena, even though we don't see a boss yet. Okay. And it's setting us up, like, similar to the Asylum Demon, how it put us up top with him down at the bottom and setting up for a plunging attack. This one puts these two archers up here, so you know you need to come kill them, and you're like, oh, this would be a really great place for a plunging attack. I think you can actually see him crouched up there. That's cool. Okay. So we're going to resin it up. Book it back this way as the music kicks in. I've never staggered it before. So yeah, the way that fight often goes is you'll do the plunging attack, roll through him, book it back this way, and either chuck fire bombs at him till he dies, or lure him over here, roll through him again, and repeat the plunging attack. But with the Uchi and the gold pine resin, he melts, which is nice. Can't remember. Here we go. Another soul item. Varnish. And everyone's favorite person in the whole wide world, as you can see by the messages. There we go.
Ah, hello. You don't look hollow, far from it. I am
I think I
Solaire
look
of
pretty hollow,
Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. You find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time.
I only have the one face, dude.
Oh, aha. So I didn't scare you. I have a proposition.
In all honesty, he did scare the crap out of me the first time I saw him. I was like, who the fuck is that guy?
The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey?
Yes.
This pleases me greatly. Well then, take this.
Jolly cooperation.
We are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind.
And so, going back to what I was saying earlier about the NPCs, how the first two you meet stab you in the back. This is the guy who never does. And it's just, I don't know, I think it's interesting that the first NPCs you meet are awful, and then later NPCs are more reliable. Not all of them, but... Okay, so here's another bit where the game is telling you, hey, you should be observant. There are scorch marks on the ground. You saw the Drake earlier. This looks like a big battle arena, but... Oh, I went too close. Now we book it. And we're back at the bonfire where we just were before heading out to kill the Taurus demon. How about that? Okay, so Vit, endurance, dex. Vit, endurance. There we go. That'll make life a little bit easier. Dex is more damage, Vit is more health, and endurance is you can equip more stuff and you can swing more and roll more and all the other stuff. Okay folks, I think that's gonna do it for us today. Look into the camera, Kiki. Alright, goodbye. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.